Welcome to Awe News. We're coming tonight from the Italian American Center in New Orleans, Louisiana, with a great party going on, recognizing a lot of Italians who've done very well. And coming in from National is John Viola. Tell us about what goes on at National.
Well, NIAF is the nation's most prominent group for Italian Americans. We try to be the most active. We do $1 million a year in scholarships and grants. We try to support young people. We bring young Italian American college students to Italy for the first time. We work with the Italian American Congressional Delegation. We work on anti-defamation. We really try to be the voice of the Italian American community in the nation's capital and support groups like this that have a wonderful tradition and are all over the country, bringing our community together. So that's our mission.
How many Italian Americans are in Congress?
Congress right now, in this Congress, we have 38 members in both houses. Yeah, from both sides, and it's a great delegation. They get together with us and celebrate their heritage, but it's a good time for a little bipartisanship.
So it's bipartisan.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And that's a good thing about the Italian community. It's like we are bipartisan.
We are very bipartisan. We are 33% Democrat, 33% Independent, and 33% Republican. We are the most perfectly even community in America.
Right. Is it mostly men or is it a mixture?
No, we've got a wonderful mix. We've got some of the longest-standing female members of the House. We've got wonderful representation.
Nancy
Pelosi, of course.
Sure.
But we've got Virginia Fox, and we've got Rosa DeLauro from Connecticut. I mean, we've got really wonderfully accomplished members of the House and the Senate, and both parties. And
what people don't know is actually there's the Italian executive organizations. So in the Bay Area, there was a very strong organization of Italian executives.
Yeah.
Do you have that in many other cities?
We do, yeah. There's so many different ways. That's one thing about our community that's so amazing. There's 18 million of us that signed up in the last census and wrote Italian or Italian American in the line marked other. So the self-identification is amazingly huge. But that means there's a lot of wonderfully diverse groups. So groups like this, religious groups, executive groups, groups based on politics, groups based on sports. There's just, everybody looks for a reason to come together, and it ends up being their heritage.
Now, Italians, people don't realize, like even from the Renaissance, but later, Olivetti and computers, Italians were very influential in the computer industry.
Oh yeah, we've been ahead of technology from the Roman days. I mean, some of the most important firms in defense, in the aerospace industry, in technology, they're Italian, and they're always cutting edge, and I think people forget to explore modern Italy and its contributions.
In Italian philanthropy, I know in the Bay Area there's a lot of Italians doing a lot, as well as in New Orleans, but Italians give back a lot.
Sure, and the thing that sort of gets lost is we don't necessarily give back in those big everybody come together projects. There's a lot of people who do very individualized philanthropy, and they give back in scholarships and grants in very unique and localized ways. So it sort of gets lost in the national conversation, but very philanthropic community, very engaged, and very proud, and always looking for an excuse to come together.
As far as chapters in other cities, is there any advice you want to give what works when you're in here and you see New Orleans or the Bay Area? What is the energy that makes a chapter vibrant?
Well, so for us, we don't have chapters of our foundation. We have affiliate groups like this group. And we always say that the best we can do is to support local groups where people can come together in ways that are relative to what their life is and events that make sense to them. So
Sure.
There's tons of great groups in the city. We say to everybody, look, get your kids involved, teach them the value of being part of something bigger than yourself, teach them the value that our ancestors brought here, and teach them that at the end of the day, if you take everything else away, and if you strip away the luxuries, and if you strip away the excess, you've still got your family. And blood makes you related, but
Absolutely.
Loyalty makes you family. And we've got a very loyal community, and we're all a big family. And that's what these young people need to get engaged in. So what I say to people is, if you got a local group, make it feel like family.
Any advice for keeping it going to next generations?
My advice to keeping it going is very simple. Fight every trend that you have to, fight every tendency to slow down traditions, to give up on traditions, and to get frustrated, and make sure you include the young people in everything you do and tell them why it's so important. And they may get bored and they may get zoned out, but keep telling them, because that's what got me so engaged, and that's what's got my family and all these families, and we've got something special. And if we lose it,
We do.
it's not just us that's losing, it's the country that's losing.
John, I want to thank you for being on the
Thank you
show.
very much.
We'll do it the same way. Great
Live from
show.
New Orleans, right?
Live from New Orleans. It's John and Vin. Live from New Orleans. It's been great.
We're going to the bar.
That's it. Ciao! Welcome to the Italian Piazza in New Orleans, Louisiana. And right next door is the American Italian Cultural Center, which hosts numerous events throughout the year and is a great place to read about the Italian history. When you subscribe to Awe News, you'll get updated on all the videos we're making as far as the celebrities that come into New Orleans to talk about Italian culture, the parties, the events, what's going on. It's just a great way to learn about Italian history, the values, and what makes Italian being fun. E parlare italiano.